The entire diner went silent when the Hells Angels walked in. Emma felt every head turn toward the door. 6 bikers, full leather, chains, patches that meant things she didn't understand but knew enough to respect. The morning coffee crowd, retirees and truckers mostly, suddenly found their plates very interesting. Her manager Carlos caught her eye from behind the counter. His look said everything: be polite, be quick, don't stare. Emma grabbed menus and walked over. Her hands didn't shake, couldn't afford to let them. She'd been waiting tables at Ruby's diner for 2 years, ever since Mom got sick. Every shift mattered, every tip counted. "Good morning, gentlemen," she smiled like they were any other customers. "Booth or counter?" The lead biker looked up. Older guy, maybe 50, face like worn leather, but his eyes weren't mean, just tired. "Booth." His voice was gravel. She led them to the big corner booth, the one that fit 6. As she set down the menus, she noticed his arm. A tattoo sleeve, lots of them overlapping, but one stood out. A phoenix, rising from blue flames, wings spread wide, detailed, beautiful. Emma froze for half a second, then smiled. "Hello, sir, my mother has a tattoo just like yours." Every biker at the table stopped moving. The lead biker's eyes locked on hers. "What did you say?" Her stomach flipped. Had she messed up, crossed some line? "I'm sorry, I didn't mean, I just noticed the phoenix. My mom has one exactly like that. Same blue flames, same wings. I always thought it was unique." The silence stretched. She could feel Carlos watching from across the diner. Then the biker's expression shifted, something she couldn't read. "Your mother," not a question, a statement. "She get it done around here?" "No, sir, California, long time ago, before I was born." He glanced at the man next to him. Some unspoken thing passed between them. "What's your name?" the lead biker asked. "Emma." "Emma, I'm Dutch." He gestured to the others. They nodded but didn't speak. "You said your mom's got the same ink. She ever tell you what it means?" Emma shook her head. "She doesn't really talk about it, just says it's from another life." Dutch leaned back. His jaw worked like he was chewing on words he wasn't sure he should swallow. "We'll take coffee, all of us, and time." "Of course." Emma wrote it down, even though she'd remember. "I'll be right back." As she walked to the coffee station, her heart hammered. Carlos appeared next to her. "What did you say to them?" he whispered. "Just noticed a tattoo. My mom has the same one." "Your mom has biker ink." "I guess." Emma had never thought about it that way. Mom was just mom, soft-spoken, tired a lot, especially since the lupus got bad, worked at the library, read romance novels, made the same chicken casserole every Thursday, but 25 years ago, before Emma existed. That was a version of her mother she'd never met. She brought the coffee over. Dutch took his black, wrapped both hands around the mug like he was holding something precious. "Emma," he looked up. "You got a picture of your mom?" Strange question, but something in his face made her pull out her phone. She scrolled to a recent one. Mom in the garden, smiling despite everything. The tattoo visible on her left shoulder blade where her tank top didn't cover. She turned the phone around. Dutch stared. His face went completely still. Then he did something Emma never expected. His eyes went glassy. "Jimmy." He passed the phone to the biker next to him. "Look." Jimmy looked, then went just as quiet. The phone made its way around the table. Every single one of them studied it like it was a lost map. "What's your mom's name?" Dutch's voice had changed, softer now. Deanne Parker. Well, it's Deanne Ruiz now, but..." "Parker," Dutch nodded slowly. "Yeah, that tracks." Emma's pulse spiked. "You know her?" "A long time ago." He looked at his coffee. "A lifetime ago." "She never mentioned..." "She wouldn't." Dutch met her eyes. "Can I ask you something? She ever talk about someone named Johnny?" Emma's breath caught. She sat down, didn't ask permission. Just slid into the booth next to Dutch because her legs suddenly didn't want to hold her. "My Uncle Johnny," she whispered. "He died before I was born. Mom doesn't talk about him much. It hurts too much." Dutch closed his eyes. "He was my brother." The diner noise faded. All Emma could hear was her own heartbeat. "Your brother? Best friend I ever had." Dutch's voice cracked. "We rode together for 15 years. Your mom, Deanne, she was his whole world, and he was hers. They were gonna get married, get out, buy a house. The whole dream." "What happened?" "Accident, hit and run. Johnny was helping someone on the side of the highway and a drunk driver didn't see him. Dutch rubbed his face. Killed him instantly, 26 years ago this June. Emma felt tears coming. Mom never told me details, just that he was good, that he loved her, that she got the tattoo after he died, not before, to carry him with her. We all got them, Jimmy said quietly. Everyone who rode with Johnny. The phoenix was his symbol, said he'd crashed and burned so many times in life, but always came back. Dutch pulled up his sleeve higher. There were names tattooed underneath the phoenix. Emma saw Johnny Blaze Parker in script. Deanne disappeared after the funeral, Dutch continued. We tried to find her. Make sure she was okay, but she was gone, changed her number, left the state. We figured she needed space, needed to grieve away from all of us because we reminded her too much of what she lost. She moved to Oregon, Emma said. Met my dad, had me. Dad left when I was 3. It's been just a since. Dutch looked at her. Really looked. You said she doesn't talk about it. She doing okay? Emma's throat tightened. She's sick. Lupus, can't work anymore. I'm trying to cover her medical bills, but she stopped. Why was she telling him this? Because he was Johnny's brother, which made him something like family, something like hers. She know you're working here? Dutch asked. Yeah, she hates it, wishes she could help more, but she can't even get out of bed most days. Dutch looked at his crew. They all nodded. He pulled out his wallet, set down $100 bill for coffee they hadn't finished, then every other biker did the same. $600 sat on the table. Sir, I can't. You can, Dutch stood. And tell your mom Dutch says hi, tell her Johnny's brothers haven't forgotten her, and tell her if she needs anything, and I mean anything, you call this number. He handed her a card. Family takes care of family. Emma couldn't speak, could barely breathe. Jimmy stood too. The phoenix means rebirth, kid, your mom knew that. She survived losing the love of her life and built something beautiful anyway. She built you. They started to leave. Emma found her voice. Wait, will you come back? Dutch smiled, first real smile she'd seen from him. Every Thursday, if that's your shift. Someone's got to make sure Johnny's girl is doing all right, even if it's one generation removed. They came back that Thursday, and the next, and the one after that. They didn't always talk much, mostly just coffee and pancakes, but Dutch started bringing things. A photo of Johnny and Deanne from 27 years ago, both of them young and smiling on a motorcycle. A patch Johnny used to wear. Stories told quietly about the man Emma's mother had loved and lost. Emma brought the photo home, set it on her mom's nightstand while she slept. When her mom woke and saw it, she cried for an hour. Then she asked Emma to call Dutch. The conversation lasted 3 minutes. Emma only heard her mother's side. I'm sorry I disappeared. I couldn't look at any of you without seeing him. Thank you for watching out for her. He'd have loved her so much. When Emma's mom got stronger, she came to the diner one Thursday. Dutch stood when he saw her. They hugged, didn't say much, didn't need to. The 6 bikers made room. Deanne sat down, and for the first time in 26 years, she talked about Johnny, laughed about Johnny, remembered him out loud with people who knew him just as well as she had. Emma watched her mother smile wider than she had in years. The phoenix on her shoulder blade seemed brighter somehow. Like the flames were finally warm instead of burning. Emma kept Dutch's card in her pocket every shift, never needed to use it, but knowing it was there changed something. She'd walked up to that table afraid. She walked away from it with 5 uncles and proof that the scariest-looking people can carry the softest hearts. All because she noticed a tattoo and had the courage to say something. Her mom told her later, when they were home and the sky was dark and honesty came easier, I got the phoenix because I had to believe I could rise from those ashes. I didn't know if I could. But Johnny always said broken things grow back stronger. Emma looked at her. Did you? Her mother smiled, touched Emma's cheek. I grew back different, but yeah, baby, I grew back, and the best part of that new life is you. The next Thursday, Emma worked the morning shift. Dutch and the crew rolled in right at 8. Same booth, same coffee orders, but this time when Emma brought the pot over, Dutch slid a small box across the table. Inside was a silver necklace, a tiny phoenix pendant, blue stone chips for flames. From all of us, Dutch said, you're part of the flock now. Emma put it on, hasn't taken it off since. She learned that day what her mother had known all along. Some families are born, some are built, and some find you in the most unexpected moments when you're brave enough to see past the surface and say the thing everyone else is too afraid to mention. The people who look the most dangerous are sometimes just the ones who have survived the most pain. And they recognize each other, even across decades, even through tattoos and daughters and diners that serve mediocre coffee, because a phoenix doesn't rise alone. It rises because someone believes it can. And sometimes that belief gets passed down like ink on skin, like stories over breakfast, like love that refuses to stay buried.